It's your Drive Home Podcast. I'm your Drive Home Podcast host, Ryan, here with another episode. I am about to do another Zoom episode with my friend Chris. I don't know if he has a mic set up or not. I'm going to do that in a couple seconds here. I hope everyone is driving safe. Hope everyone is having a safe commute. Let me see. I hope I'm doing this right this time. I really hope I'm doing it right this time. Let's see. Meeting ID. Don't you guys love listening to this garbage on here? I know I do. When I re-listen to these. I also realize I need to stop re-listening to these so much because I start to repeat myself because I've heard it before and it's all very weird. So let's see. Join. What's the passcode? They didn't give me a passcode. Let's see. I am such an idiot. I really don't know what I'm doing here. Let me see. And he's just waiting on me. It's really hard to type and talk. Wish I had my co-host here, but again, it's just me today. Man, it really helps having my co-host here. It really does. Because in these moments where I'm just not talking. Okay, so part of me is logged in. This is such a funky way to do this. To log in. Okay, now I'm technically logged in on my camera. I really need to invest in my own camera setup here. Big time. So we'll use this. We'll use that. Trying to get video going. So now I've started.
Recording in progress.
Oh, sweet. Okay, so now I'm actually recording this time. I can't. I thought I was the host. What's going on? What's happening? Admit, I guess. Okay, and admit. I think I have it going.
Recording in progress.
Yo, what's up, man? Can you hear me?
What's up? Hey.
Yo.
Yo. Hold up. Okay.
You got an echo on your voice, bro.
I probably don't. Okay, I think I got rid of it.
Oh, yeah, it's gone.
Yeah. Oh, I can tell you got a mic today. That sounds good.
Yeah, baby. Because, man, I heard my audio from the last episode. I was like, dang. I can't repeat that.
I got no video. Do you have a webcam?
No, I'm just using my Mac, bro. Just the cam that's in the Mac.
See, I don't have one. I have a Hackintosh. I have I'm using like a one of those those larger gaming screens. So it's connected to a Mac Mini. So I'm trying to use my phone as the video here. This is what's always. Hold up. I think I got it. My bad. My blunder. Okay, there we go. This is such a ghetto setup. Right. Such a janky setup I got here, but whatever's clever, I always say.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, this is your Drive Home Podcast, like I already said. Here back with my friend Chris. We are back in the saddle again. Doing this a little more professional this time.
Did you click record?
I did. It's recording. So we are good. All is right in the world. Your voice is recording. I actually already posted our episode the other day. I don't know if you saw it.
I listened to it, man. I realized I talk way too much. I apologize, everybody.
Dude, we haven't talked in years, so of course you're going to talk.
Yeah. And the part where we talked about our past together was completely cut out. So we talked way more.
All of that stuff. I hate to say it, but we're going to have to reiterate that. Yeah.
All right.
Chris, going to make it real short and sweet because a lot of this crap I've said on here before. I've done a bunch of these episodes, like I said. So I've brought up the whole thing with me moving to Youngstown for 10 years and
Crazy.
Yeah, crazy. Dude. Well, I was born and raised here in Cleveland, and I just for whatever reason I was like, let me move. Well, okay, so it was Rachel Powers who was the one. That was the reason why I was even involved out there, was because
now I remember.
yes. So because
did you and Rachel like have a thing, or
that was the
was
thing.
There gonna be a thing?
That was the thing. Hold on, I'm now trying to screen record. Okay,
Rachel, if you're listening, we're not dogging you. We're just I'm not dogging you. I'm just doing some investigating,
right?
Because I don't know. I want to know why Ryan was in my area at all.
Randomly. Well, no, and I'll tell you, she's probably not listening, but
okay.
I talk shit about people all the time on here, and I'm like, I hope they didn't hear that.
If you're out there, Rachel, what up?
Hey, what's up? Yeah, it's
been a while.
I know, it's been a long while. I can't get this camera to stay steady. Dang it. So yeah, I met her on, I want to say, okay, so she was like through the Church of God, and I talk about the Church of God all the time, and how I'm still, dude, believe it or not, I'm still semi-involved in the Church of God. I'm not even kidding.
Wow.
Because well, dude, there's not a lot of drummers. There's not a lot of musicians, and
really?
I mean, not in the Church of God, at least. Hold on, let me do this.
Is Church of God, for the most part, pretty worship focused? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, they've definitely modernized. Like I would say, like the church that you and I met in, Leavittsburg Church of God, that was a at the time, very modern looking church for the Church of God.
True.
A lot of them are very old school looking. They were all built like that steeple style with the wood ceiling.
Yeah.
The church I grew up in was like that. And a lot of Church of Gods, even locally in Cleveland, they all were built in the 60s with that same style. Except for, and I think even Leavittsburg had that style in their old sanctuary, but then they rebuilt their sanctuary. So, and then they used that as a youth room. Anyways, I met Chris at back in like 2009. Rachel Powers asked me to come play guitar for some like service at some small like Assemblies of God out in Warren, Ohio. And I wasn't familiar with Warren at all. It was a hike. I'm like, okay, this is kind of out there. And I hate this. It's gonna sound funny, but I fell in love with that area, man. I loved the.
Wow,
dude. I'll tell you why. I grew up in Cleveland. It's so fast paced here. Everything's just blow you off. And I was like, man, people are really nice out here. Like, people are assholes out here.
Yeah.
in Cleveland. Like, I'm just telling you. Like,
welcome to the boomies.
Right. People were just, there was that like a sense of it was just a country type of vibe, So I liked it. I moved out. I lived out there like 8 years, and then I eventually got stuck in, like, I brought this story up, how I got stuck in a year lease when I was dating Lindsay, which, by the way, I said, dude, we got an apartment and then we broke up and I was stuck out there for a year. So that was what kept me out.
Good times.
Yeah, dude. Just making great decisions in your 20s,
This is funny because, like, even when I left for Germany already and I came back and visited, and I was like, wait, you're still in Warren? What are you still doing here?
Dude, that was when I got involved with that church, the movement out there.
Oh, the movement.
Yes, yes. So
boy, don't get me started on the movement. Oh boy,
dude, that's
a whole nother episode.
Don't get me started on the movement, man. I mean, I got a lot of respect for Pastor Doug and everyone there, but they're just the type of church that they're not even called the movement now. They're called Rust City Church. They changed their name and everything. And
wait, what was it?
They changed their name to Rust City Church. Because they call it the Rust.
What the heck?
The Rust Belt.
It just sounds like the name of a bar that you'd find in Warren somewhere,
or a City Tap or something.
The Rust City. Hey, I'll meet you at the Rust City. Get a couple pints.
No, dude, it was it was a marketing move. Someone told them to go ahead.
I'm not surprised.
Well, the way that they said it, biblically, names change, and they gave some type of speech.
Biblically, names change. You can literally put biblically in front of anything.
Anything.
Biblically, names change. Right. Biblically, I have to get my oil changed.
Right.
Biblically,
right.
He really used to put biblically in front of anything and just justify it.
Right.
So hilarious.
It was just, it was just. But anyways, I fell for it. Well, I wouldn't even say that. I look at it like this. Like, I look at nothing as truly, like Paul said, nothing is truly wasted. I learned a lot there. I learned a lot.
For example?
Geez. I learned a lot.
Hit me with the three biggest things. The three main ones.
Biggest things. Well, man, I've been involved in so many ministries since then. Let's see. Kind of just, man, organizational skills. There was a moment where I was involved. Like, they grew really fast. It was like really. If you remember,
they were designed to grow.
Right. So every year they're like new campus, every year new campus. So at one point I was in charge of
every year.
I know. So at one point, and I got ADD, man. I'm all over the place. So my organizational skills are horrible. So being tasked with basically leading worship, doing the music, scheduling everyone, who's singing what. It really helped me organize, get my organization together. That's one example. Because I was in charge of a full campus at one point. They just hey, you're in charge of dude. They had me in charge of the Warren City campus, like because I was living in Warren.
Really?
Yeah, I was. It was me running the whole show. It was a lot, and I did it.
And I'm interested. What qualified you to do that? Like, what in the pastors where they were like, not to say that you weren't qualified, because in my opinion, you definitely are. But what in their minds said, hey, Ryan's the perfect guy? Because pastors, in my opinion, from my experience, they have weird reasons for putting people in certain positions sometimes.
Touché.
Like, I don't know if you've ever had the experience where you go to a church or you're involved at a church and you're like, why is this guy in charge of this again?
Right,
whatever position it may be.
I see that a lot. Yeah. I think in that situation, I had been serving there for like 4 or 5 years. And I can even kind of, you can take this with a grain of salt if you want, but I had the night before I was asked, it was a Saturday night. I was at a revival, where it was like kind of like a conference thing where they did this moment where like, hey, anyone here that feels like they're called to lead worship, I want you to come forward. One of those things. So I went forward and, that's pretty much an open interview. Like anybody who wants to, and the whole church goes forward. I always take those moments like with a grain of salt because, and it wasn't like everyone's coming forward and they're like slaying everyone out in the spirit. It wasn't like that. It was like just simply by your whatever. If you feel led, like this is what you need to be doing, or if you feel like that's what your call is, which I kind of felt like at that time it was. I went forward. And the next morning, I was playing drums at the movement, and Pastor Doug just approached me out of nowhere. I was like, "Hey, man, I kind of feel like you need to be out from the kit. You need to be like leading because he knew I was a singer. He knew, so I really do feel like that was a divine moment for me. It just was like the timing was there and everything. Again, you could take it with a grain of salt, however you want." That was just, I think with him seeing me being active in the church for years and years, I think that was probably the true meaning of why he was, wanting me to do it. But I was like, hey, it was maybe, if anything, it was a confirmation to me. Hey, that is what I need to do. At least right now.
All right.
So
all right.
That was, that was back in like 2016. And since then, I know I haven't seen you in years, but and I think I've at least told you I had a kidney transplant in 2016. So that was kind of the reason why I had to move back home, was because I had to do treatments and stuff. And all that was taking place in Cleveland. I wasn't going to drive back and forth. I was done with that. And my job, my main job is here in Cleveland. So I was like, let me just move back home. It was the right decision. And honestly, I was done. I was kind of ready to move back home. So it was like perfect timing. It was a perfect excuse to get out of there, But really. But then, like right around then, I think I told you about the church I go to now, King's Church in Lakewood, and it was like around the same time when I moved back. I moved back to Cleveland, and I got almost right away, right as I was recovering from surgery, I got involved with King's Church, and they were starting their church, and they were doing like Sunday evening social gatherings, just to see who would even show up if they had a church. So I got involved with that church, and I've learned a lot there too. Honestly, I learned a lot about like just simply how to set up a pedal board, because I had no idea.
You knew how to do that
for the most part. For the most part. But there was this guy there from LA. His name was Cy. He he was just a genius. He just knew everything. Like he really helped me harness that and get it, sounding right, and getting like things like adding a compressor and like just little things I didn't even think of before. Like, and probably stuff I could have looked up on my own, but I'm lazy. so I've learned a lot there as well. I'm kind of almost out at that church. I don't know how we got stuck on this church. I kind of told myself, let's not talk about church so much this time, but here we are talking about church. Because I felt like we talked about it a lot last time. But hey, we met in church, man. Of course we're going to talk about church,
Yeah, for sure. That's our bread and butter, bro.
Right. That's me and Chris. But, we've done a lot of ministry, just to kind of echo that again, since it didn't get recorded. We've done a lot of music together, and that's how we met. Yep. We met out there, and we played in Signify together, and helped out in Elevation, and man, that was our history. We dated the same girl at one point. Well, not at the same time, but
not at the same time.
Not at the same time. It wasn't Eskimo brothers or anything like. Well, I guess we are.
No.
I don't know what that is. I forget the true meaning of that. But
there's nothing good, brother. But what I was gonna say is to let everyone know, or to let anybody here who knows that me and Ryan are musicians, so you can have an idea of how far back we know each other. It was from you, Ryan, that I learned what an octave chord is. I didn't even know what an octave chord on the guitar was.
Okay.
No, that's how fresh I was at guitar.
That's right. You were pretty new. Yeah.
Yeah, and you played something that you had written in some emo band, and I was like, ooh, what's that? That sounds cool. And then I knew an octave chord since then. Yeah. And man. But we played gigs, we played shows.
Yeah,
were you with us when we played at that one revival? We got invited to a revival, and there was just like 4 people there. And,
that was the thing I was talking about in like 2010.
Yeah.
Was that Rachel? Oh no. This is what Brandon.
No, that wasn't Rachel Powers.
This was
this was with Brandon, and we went there. And at the end of the worship service, stupidly enough, I had blurted out. Mind you guys, I was a completely different person at this time. I was like, man, the next time Matt Ball hands us a gig, we gotta actually see where it's going down, because there was literally no one at that revival.
I remember there was
nobody.
Dude, I remember clearly. There were 5 people standing in the front waving flags as we were like leading worship.
The
front
flags.
row. Front row waving flags. And they were just doing it
with nobody behind them.
No one was behind them. Normally that's something you do in the back of the church. Like normally that's something you kind of like you run around the church with a flag, but this was a routine. Like the one dude was like almost like the flag was touching the ground almost. Like he was just kind of like you could tell it was such a routine thing for them to do that. And also they enjoy these sort of rituals more than actually praising God. Exactly. That is, dude. I personally wasn't raised. I guess there was a weird divide in the Church of God, because that was the Church of God, right? Wasn't that like the Warren Church of God? Like,
I think it was because the only reason we were invited was because they knew Matt Ball, and he was the worship leader of the LCOG at the time.
And he was like transitioning out or whatever around that time. Yeah,
exactly. And he sort of passed the gig along to me, and I was like, oh, that's really nice of him. And then we got to the gig, and I was like, now I know why I passed it along. There's nobody there.
Dude, there was no one. And did you remember all the equipment we brought in? We brought in like a whole kit.
So much.
A cage. We caged in the kick. We mic'd everything. And then
but you know what? I'm sorry.
The funniest part is, you've said this, was at the end when they were like relaxing in the back. You remember that?
Yeah, dude. That killed me. Dude. And you know what? They were pissed at us. They were pissed at us because I had accidentally blurted out what I said, that, hey, man, next time when you check out when Matt Ball gives us a gig. And the lady heard that.
Oh, no.
And I turned to Brandon. I was like, oh, no, Brandon, I think she heard me. And he looked at her and he goes, no, I don't think she heard you. And then they all hid in that room and started relaxing and talking with the pastor.
Is that what
I was
like?
Yeah, I think they were talking about us. They were like, oh, I heard that guitar player say something bad about us. And I was like, dude, I didn't say anything bad. I just had mentioned the fact that nobody showed up.
No one helped us. Well, no, it was actually that no one was helping us tear down.
Brandon said that too. He was like, nobody. I had never played a gig in a church where no one helped us carry stuff out to the car.
Nothing. We had so much shit, and no one was helping us carry a damn thing out of there. They were like, "Oh, thanks for. Let's just hang out and kick back and relax and."
Yeah. But they were, they were boomers, man, and
they were older,
overweight boomers at that. I don't think they were carrying anything.
Dude, it was very old school, traditional. That was.
But the funniest moment in the whole thing, the whole experience. I don't know if you remember this or not, but it was towards the end of the worship, and the preaching had to start at some point.
Yeah.
And I just remember that, we were on our last song. We've played all the courses we were going to play. And we was like, okay, it's time to get the preaching going. And Brandon, usually like at a normal church, the preacher or the pastor will come up and say, thank you, worship band, blah, blah, blah. We go sit down, listen to the preaching. But that didn't happen. Literally, I think they wanted the worship to go on and on, like forever, Yeah. And, Brandon had signaled for the pastor to pray.
The nod.
The nod. Yeah, exactly. The praying means you're closing the worship and the preaching will start. But it was a woman pastor, I believe, by the way. She just showed up and she just started like putting her hands out. She was praying for us while we were playing, and the worship just continued. Yeah. And I was like, no, that's not what Brandon meant.
No.
He meant it was over.
Yeah, that's when you just say, hey, I'm going to pass it over to you, Padre.
Yeah, totally. At some point, he did do that. At some point, Brandon, like after the 20th chorus.
And then I remember the guy preached forever when he finally did.
Yeah.
And then, dude, what killed me about that day, I remember this day specifically because I was working third shift, and I had worked all night, stayed up all day, and had to work again that night. And it was like... Oh man, it was like, I want to say like 3-4 in the afternoon, and it was still happening. Like I don't even remember. I remember the service was like during the day, but man, I just remember being so tired that night at work. But yeah, man, good times, man. That was a good time. What kind of mic you got there? What kind of mic
actually, it's a mic I found at a flea market. There's one of the biggest music stores in Europe. They're called Thomann. And Thomann has everything you could possibly imagine. It's like a Guitar Center on steroids, bro. I mean, all the recording equipment you could ever imagine, all the instruments in every department. And they once a year in July, they have a huge flea market where they sell stuff at like 90% off.
Okay.
And this bad boy here was just 50 euros. And I think the original price ranges almost up to 1,000.
Yeah, wow.
It's a pretty heavy duty. Yeah, it was just sitting there. Nobody was looking at it, and it doesn't even have a symbol on it to indicate the brand of what it is.
Really? See, it's just a regular condenser mic. Just a.
Yeah. And I thought, okay, it's just some cheapo mic they put out there. But dude, I've been making killer recordings with this thing.
Dude, it sounds good, man. I mean, I can tell a difference. One difference I notice is I'm not cutting you off every time I talk. Your audio is continuing. That was one thing that happened last time. Was anytime I would talk, your voice would get cut out.
Yep.
So I like this. This sounds nice.
It's a good mic.
Yeah, man. I was wondering how it would sound. Yeah, I'm actually screen recording this. So I don't know. Did you see the commercial I made for our last episode? I couldn't.
No, I didn't.
I couldn't use the video because it was half gone. It was only 30 minutes anyway. So I took segments and clips of us kind of talking and put the theme music for the show over it and just made a trailer, like a movie trailer, and posted it on it. I thought I sent it to you on Instagram. I don't know, but it was just in my story. It was just in my story, just to see who would listen. Because man, these days it's hard to get people to listen if you don't have video. I'm surprised I've had the success I've had with just the audio so far, but it's to the point where I need video because that's just the world
people
we live in.
Want to be visually stimulated.
Exactly. Yeah. It sucks. That's where we're at, man. Everything has to be video. Like even with my band, like they're like, dude, like we got to do like when it comes to being in a band, like you got to market with video. You got to, even though you're doing, though you're recording audio for the most part and playing gigs and it's on an audio based project or whatever. It's you got to market it with video and pictures and do photo shoots and
like all my favorite bands at the moment, like because how like rock music is kind of dead nowadays, but
it's
all the rock bands that are still at the top of their game, that are still making good money, still very successful, they have the best music videos. I mean, they know what's up.
Yeah.
Like one band in particular, Falling in Reverse. I don't know if you know this band.
I've heard of them. Yeah.
Their singer used to be in a band back in the early 2000s called Escape the Fate.
Yeah, and I remember them.
Remember Escape the Fate? Yeah, the killer band. Their first album, straight up legendary. Everybody loves that. Nobody really likes any album after that because the singer went to jail for a while because he was an accomplice to something.
Oh, snap.
And then he got out, and he started a band called Falling in Reverse. Mm-hmm. And they just wrote banger after banger after banger. And man, that band is good. Yeah. And they hit every genre you could think of. I mean, it was still kind of, when he got out of jail, it was still kind of like the emo rock phase era of the 2000s. So he just hit that for a bit, and then he started innovating and doing more heavier things. And then he did like rock and hip hop, and he did everything, man. And recently he's been coming out with some of the most insane songs and videos I've ever heard. And I'm like, this is the next level of music, man. This is it. If you guys are curious about that, go look up a song called Losing My Life. I think it's called Losing My Life or Losing My Mind. There's two songs called Losing My Life and Losing My Mind. Okay. And they have some of the best music videos I've ever seen. I mean, the production, it's like they got a Hollywood director to come in and just write, just a great script and a great video. And the music is really amazing, by the way. Because awesome. Usually when you hear rap, you hear hip hop and rock together, you're like, oh, they're just some Linkin Park wannabes.
Or
but
Limp Bizkit or whatever.
You don't. Yeah. But it's so refreshing how he does it. Very refreshing, actually.
That's cool.
The visuals are great. I mean, I don't know. I could listen to that song just on my phone with headphones, but I think that's because that's like the audio engineer side of me. I'm like listening to all this stuff. I'm like, oh, they compress that really good. They pan that really interesting. Right. So it's interesting for me, but for a non-musician person, the video is like, whoa, it's everything, Yeah. So
that's where we're at. The video, the one of my favorite bands, Copeland, they were posting on, because they did like an album with an orchestra recently where they played like they re-recorded some of it was like some of their favorite songs that they re-recorded with an orchestra, and they were like, our manager made us get a TikTok. Like they did not want to get, like they made it crystal clear. Hey, we are like in our 40s. We don't want anything to do with TikTok. This was all our manager's idea, and I get it. I've told my band
they made Nickelback get a TikTok. I don't know if you saw that video.
Oh God,
I put it in my story. Yeah. The Nickelback, they're not really making music anymore, but I think they're going to try to use TikTok to make a comeback because, TikTok's capable of that. You can do comebacks with TikTok. And there was this great video of this dance choreographer trying to teach them how to dance for a TikTok video. And at some point, the singer just like pushed the choreographer out of the way and just yelled into the mic, "Look at this photograph." And I was like, oh man, my little teenage heart just died. Like, that was just great.
Right. Oh dude, I never liked them. I will say I was probably maybe still a teenager when their first song, that How You Remind Me, came out.
I love that song. I don't care what anybody says.
My favorite part was the side snare on that.
Yes! Oh my gosh, I was talking about that today.
The side snare.
I was just recording with a band.
Yeah.
And I talked about that with the singer, because the singer was like, hey, what kind of fill can we do before the chorus? And I was like, literally that fill played in my head before the words came out. Yeah.
Dude, for whatever, it was so simple, but I loved it for whatever reason. And that was have you seen the do you have Netflix?
Yeah.
Okay, so look up this comedy special called Comedy for Drummers. It's I forget the guy's name. I want to say Fred Armistead is his name. Or
okay.
I probably butchered his last name, but he's from SNL, and if you saw him, you'd recognize him. He's funny. He's a funny comedian. He usually he's like Latino. He always talks with that high accent. Like he always does that like fake, thing. He's like part Latino, but he's also a drummer. And there's this thing where he has the auditorium where he's doing this comedy show filled with drum sets throughout the like on the floor, up on the stage. He has drum kits from the 60s, vaudeville time, like the 20s, all the way to like the 2000s drum kit. And he goes from like a vaudeville kit to like the 50s, like a swing kit to like a. And
is he playing the style of that era too?
Yes, he is. He gets down with a mic and he sits and actually he starts with like the I don't even know what they're called, but they're a percussion instrument, and they're kind of like you play them with a stick. It's like they're
I think it's called like a timbala or something.
Right, and he played them I actually played them. I don't know how to play those. And then like he played every type of kit all the way up until like the 2000s when he got to like he had like the 70s kit where the drums were like this huge, and like he had them all. And he got to the 2000s kit. It was like a kick, a snare, a ride, and a computer. And that was it. He's like, this is a very modern day drum. He's not wrong. It's
actually after that kid, he should have just went to a laptop and hit play in a trap beat place, you know,
or just a drum pad, just like the thing I have over here. Just I don't know if I ever showed you.
Yeah,
that drum pad over there.
Yeah, you showed me last time. Yeah, sick, bro.
Which that thing is old, by the way. That thing is.
If it works, it works, man.
It works. I was messing with it the other day. Dude,
I'm using an old MIDI keyboard that's like from my dad's day. You know, like one of the first MIDI keyboards ever. And
really?
You think that sounds cool and vintagey, but it doesn't. It sucks. But it plays all the sounds that anything could play. You know? It doesn't matter. If it works, it works. You know?
I mean, as long as you can link into whatever program you're using and
exactly. Ableton works with everything. I use Ableton, so I don't know.
Okay, I am strictly a Pro Tools person, and that's why I have so many issues. That's in my life. That's why I have so many.
Pro Tools, man. I like Pro Tools. I'm not gonna lie, and Pro Tools is kind of the standard, the industry standard. Yeah. You can do a lot with Pro Tools, but Ableton just makes more sense to me for my brain, the way my brain works. You know, like there's a session view and an arrangement view, and I arrange and then make a session. Like it just makes sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just like, and then with me having to do the arranging and the session all in one view, it's like imagine having a puzzle and all the pieces are scattered before you, but instead of putting the pieces to the side and taking each piece and building it one by one, you have to put the puzzle together with all the puzzle pieces laying on top of each other.
I can't.
You know what I mean?
I'm already checked out. Dude, I have bad ADD. You have some ADD too.
Yeah, man.
Okay, so
I do totally.
Dude, my co-host has ADD. Almost every person on this show has had ADD of some sort.
Bro, just look at the way we conversate.
Right.
Like, you ever notice the way me and you talk? We just start talking about something,
all over,
and then we just take a rabbit trail here and a rabbit trail there, and then somehow we land on the subject we were talking about.
I have learned. I have conditioned myself to mentally go back to things because when I first started this.
Yes, me too. Yeah.
It has. When I first started this thing, I will even go as far as to say that this show has made me a little more on track because I'm paying more attention, a little more attentive to what the other person said. When I first started this, dude, my co-host would talk, and I'm like, dude, I don't know what you just said. Like, you just unpacked the whole thing. I had no idea what you just said, and I wasn't paying attention.
Just some one word response at the end. Like, yeah.
It was, dude, totally. I was like, yeah, oh wow. Like, a lot of my response was like, oh wow. And I listened back, I'm like, man, I sound like an asshole. Like, dude, I sound like I'm not paying attention at all.
You sound sarcastic.
Yeah.
You sound sarcastic. He's like trying to tell you something really awesome, and you're like, oh wow.
It's crazy, man.
No,
I'm getting there.
You ever listen to Rover Radio?
I rip Rover off big time, all the time.
Yeah. Rover's terrible. It's terrible, but like, you know how they have that one co-host on there, and I swear I used to listen to Rover every day at work.
Yeah.
But I heard this one guy maybe, I don't know, 10 times in the 3 years I was listening to Rover Radio.
Yeah.
And he would always have like a weird one-word response. And I'm like, what's that dude doing in the studio? Playing Scrabble or something? Like, what the heck? Like, dude,
he does.
Join the conversation. You know?
Was he like, it might be Jeffrey, the guy with Asperger's disease?
It could be. Yeah, maybe his... I don't know, too many burgers in his ass. I don't know. But the dude, he never talked.
He He has something. He does. He's still on the show too, and he's always like, whatever, or whatever, pal, or whatever. That's all he ever says. He's
the wild card. They throw him in there. They're like, maybe he'll say something crazy. Who knows?
Oh yeah, he. If it wasn't for Jeffrey, that show would be. I mean, it isn't great. It's really went downhill. But I listened to. But
look how look how we went from talking about focusing on subject to talking about Rover Radio. Look at that. We messed up.
I know. It's
look at that. We were screwed up.
It's incredible. It's but I do rip off Rover. Like I'll even say like a lot of my topics, a lot of the news that I talk about is just stuff. It's just me regurgitating what I heard on Rover. That's all.
Who's the really douchey guy? Who's the douchey guy on Rover Radio?
Oh, Dieter.
Yeah, that's his name. Dieter, man. Dude, I remember listening and I'm like, there's no way this dude is serious. He's got to be just saying stuff to get reactions.
He has his own segment called Conspiracy Corner now, where he does fake conspiracies and he's so serious. He's so serious.
Dude, that's hilarious. Can you tell me one of the conspiracies real quick?
Oh, one of them was that Michelle Obama is actually a man.
Oh, I've heard about that one. That one's kind of funny, actually.
Right, because Barack had a roommate or a guy or one of his roommates in college or whatever had some of the same...
Just like his wife, yeah.
Some of the facial features were just like Michelle, I hate to say.
I saw it too, man.
So this isn't just me.
Maybe his roommate failed the final exam and he's like, you know what? You can just be my wife in the present.
Right. No, he does,
I like you, buddy.
He does a lot of them. So people call in. Some people are man. A lot of people that listen to the show are idiots like me. They call in. They think he's serious. Like, I can't believe that you guys allow this to be on the radio. This is disgusting. People that are like, a little special.
Yeah, but the dude was trolling. He was trolling before it even existed.
Oh yeah. I mean, come on. The show has suffered because of the way society is today. The show has changed.
I can imagine the super woke left is offended about everything Dieter says.
Dude, it's insane.
What did he say?
And people call in because they don't realize the show is based in Cleveland. They're like, oh wait, what? I can't believe you have an opinion. Like, where are you guys in New York? No, it's in Cleveland. No, we're not all and I know Rover. He's a liberal, but. They're more old school liberals. They're not like the new age.
Yeah, old school. The new liberals are not like the old school liberals.
I'm definitely more old school liberal and new school Republican. That's where I'm at. Yes,
we're hybrids, bro.
Right,
we become hybrids. A new thing. Yeah, because there's no way you can be new school liberal without being annoying. Let's face it.
If
you're new school liberal, you just annoy everyone around you, and
when
and you're constantly offended by everything.
Right. We were last talking about people unfollowing you and unfriending you on Facebook and stuff.
Yeah.
I had a lot of people unfollow me because it was around all the time with the riots and stuff. Anyone who had an opinion. Yep. There was a lot of people that were for it, and there was a lot of people against it. And dude, when I was going downtown, I think I told you this. When I was going downtown to work after the riots hit Cleveland, this stuff was happening. It wasn't just what I saw on TV. I went to work and saw graffiti and windows busted out, and it was fucked up. Everything was fucked up.
Wow.
Yeah, man. I wasn't just I saw this on TV. Is it happening or not? No, I literally saw that. So I think I said something I forget what I said, but a bunch of people unfollowed me, I'm sure, because of it. Whatever.
Yeah. And you know what? Those people you don't need on your friends list, to be honest.
But isn't it, the only reason why I brought it up, isn't it funny how you'll focus on the one person, but not all the other people that support you?
Man.
I'll go to a post and man, I had 100 likes on that, and I scroll past all the people that liked it. I'm like, oh, right at the bottom, 2 people unfriended me. Why did they unfriend me? Why do I care? Who cares?
Yeah, really. I mean,
seriously.
And you know what? The people who are unfriending you, they're probably people who aren't thinking about the bigger picture about the riots, anyways. You know?
Not at all.
Because lots of African American businesses were destroyed. In the name of anti-racism or whatever, and that just blows my mind that nobody can calculate that into their opinion.
No one can. No one can at all. No, it's.
And how many videos have I seen of Black Americans just standing outside their business with a bat or a gun or something.
I saw videos of people beat to death. Where are their riot? Where's their riot? Where's their outrage?
Yeah, where's their riot? You know,
they were a human being. They died because people were rioting, because people were acting a fool. Like, dude, well, where's their justice? Where's their
stood outside their? They stood outside their business with rifles.
Right. You know? Oh, dude. Oh, yeah. Everyone was like making fun of that. Oh, all the boomers are impressed. Well, they didn't get fucked with. So, yeah.
And you saw the picture or the video of the rich guy and that really rich girl defending their villa.
Oh, yeah.
You ever see that one?
It looked like GTA.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I saw that meme too where someone put them in a GTA post. That was great.
Just like the GTA poster. I loved it. But even with that, dude.
Hey, Vinny, get the gun.
Dude, I really got into what I had to learn to do, as I had to learn to stop responding to posts. Because I saw that post and I went, okay, well, there's a gated door that they literally busted through, and I posted a picture of the gate and everyone's like laughing. Like, dude, don't get involved in that crap, because you're never going to change someone's mind. I'm not going to change some 40-year-old guy's. Look, my mama taught me to pray a long time ago. All right, she taught me, right from wrong a long time ago. So I'm not going to convince some 40-year-old guy that they're wrong.
The most Republican thing you've ever said.
Right.
My mama taught me.
My mama taught me to pray a long time ago. All right,
you valley girl, you. Oh. I love you, dude. We got less than a minute, bro. You want to restart this combo in like a
yeah? Second? Oh, you can see that too. Okay. I
just sent.
That gave
shoot me another invite.
When I the way I did that just now. It gave us 10 minutes extra by doing a meeting, a scheduled meeting. It was so stupid. I didn't want to buy the thing or anything. Like, there was
dude, if we're gonna be talking regularly, let's buy it.
Yeah, I'm gonna look into it. I don't know how much it is, or maybe we can try. There's other ones, but yeah, let's hop off here. I'm gonna take a quick break, real quick. If you want to take a break or whatever, and we'll hop back on in a hot second. So we will be right back on your drive home.
Grab more coffee.
Right
later, bro.
Okay, hang on.
Yep.
Personality type, and I don't understand. Dude, people are so obsessed.
That sounds like the lowest form of entertainment you could possibly imagine.
Dude, people are obsessed with I just realized you can't even see me.
Anagrammic podcast sounds like the fries you find in the McDonald's bag that you didn't know were there, and you're like, oh, what do you do anyways? It's just so bad.
Yeah, dude. Like a lot of people I know, they listen to that kind of stuff. I don't know. I don't have enough time. I don't have time.
Bro, who are you hanging out with? People listening to that.
Oh, people from church and stuff.
I'm about to judge you on your friend circle.
And using the word friend is a overstatement.
That's an American thing. If there's any European,
none of my friends.
We use friend for everything in America.
We're friends on Facebook, so that doesn't make you my friend. Like.
Yeah, like I'm gonna tell you something, man. Before I left Germany, I thought I had a million friends back in America, and then I came to Germany. I was like, no way, I got like 10.
Wow,
I got 10 friends, 10 real friends.
Yeah,
you're one of them, by the way.
Yeah, I appreciate
because you still talk to me.
I know you. I know you still talk to Brandon and stuff. I'm sure, right?
We don't talk. We don't talk.
Really?
And it's not that we don't like each other. It's more like that's just the way he is. Like I'm not there, and
I can see that.
Also. But when I do visit, we always link up, and it just kind of resumes.
Oh, so the
friendship just resumes.
So
I was there. I saw him last time I was there. I had dinner at the Bateman's house.
Okay, so you did see him.
It was so interesting to see how everyone's changed and grown.
Dude,
and
that's a whole other thing.
Yeah. And it was interesting. Some people, changing and growing, not for the best, but I didn't want to say anything. I was just like, hey, I'm at the Batemans, I'm home, all good. Right. Yeah. And it was a bit nostalgic.
I gotta say, man, you, no matter what is happening in your life, you seem to remain the same, man. I gotta say, I don't know.
So?
Oh, dude, not like.
I feel like I've changed a lot.
Sure, I'm sure you have, and in ways I don't know, but your personality seems very intact and the same as it was when we knew each other. You know, like
stable.
Yeah, at least your humor is there, man. I feel like I don't know anyone who has any freaking humor, man. All my friends are so serious.
Yeah, humor's not cool anymore. It's not woke.
Oh God, it's so nauseating, man. People are so...
Have you ever seen woke comedians? Have you seen the woke comedians?
Oh, they're the worst. I have, dude.
They're
the worst.
Terrible, dude.
Sometimes they don't realize they're woke. They think that they're not woke.
Yeah.
And anyways, I can go down that's kind of a newer scene here is, believe it or not, is comedy in Cleveland. It's kind of coming up. There's a lot of people trying to...
That's cool, man.
It is cool.
Wow.
I thought about trying it. I thought about trying it out.
You know, there's comedy clubs everywhere in Europe, bro.
Oh,
Seriously.
I bet.
It was like a whole new world. I see them all the time. I'm like, dude, that means if there's comedy clubs everywhere, that means there's comedians everywhere. You know what I mean?
You know Tom Segura? He's a pretty...
My last name strikes a...
He's pretty up and coming. He's up there with like Bert Kreischer and all those other guys right now. He's
wow.
Yeah, so he's pretty funny. He does a couple podcast shows and he has a couple dude. He look him up on Netflix. He's funny, but he did a comedy tour through Europe and it was like a special on I want to say like Amazon Prime or something that I watched, and it was a bunch of just shows of him doing bars and throughout. I forget where he was, but I watched this so long ago, but it was like early in his career, and he was just so funny. He could kill it no matter. Like he would do this thing where he would go on tour with his friend, and I forget who he was on tour with, and he would open and use his friend's jokes. he would use it. He wouldn't even do his own act. He would just do his jokes, and then he'd be like, "Dude, I can't even do my own set now because you just did my set." Like, I don't know. I guess when you're a comedian, you got enough jokes in your back pocket. You can. That'd be like if we played a gig and I did all your songs. And you're like,
that would be funny.
Now what do I do? Like, you're gonna play my songs?
I would still sing my songs, but I would like put them all up a few keys.
Right.
I'd be like, they're my songs, just better.
Right.
You know. But did you ever see that video of Dave Chappelle getting on stage with no material and just killing it?
Dude,
bro, it's great. Yeah, he gets on there. You know what the first thing out of his mouth is? He's like, didn't prepare anything for tonight and got no material.
Yeah,
that shit's for pussies.
Yeah, he can pretty much say.
And then he just slays it, bro. And the room is dying.
He can say whatever he wants. He's Dave Chappelle. He's. Yeah. I feel like he does more of like the TED Talk kind of comedy now, where he like tells a story.
He gets like that.
Yeah.
He gets like that. He's become like a philosopher.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, I man, comedy definitely like. Remember when he got like attacked on stage maybe last year or something? They
yeah. And Chris Rock was there. Chris Rock was there.
That was before the other thing with Chris Rock, but yeah, that was.
Really? I thought it was after. Okay.
Howie Mandel said that was the beginning of the end of comedy. When people start attacking a comedian on stage because of what they're saying.
Yeah.
I mean, Howie Mandel, not a great comedian, but that's probably true. That's probably the beginning of the end of comedy. Like, people are that offended.
No, when people's lives feel in danger, they're going to stop doing whatever they're doing.
Sure. I
mean, imagine us as musicians, like, just imagine one day we write a song about, I don't know, feeling depressed or whatever, and somebody gets offended. Somebody's like, no way, man. There's no way you're really
it happens with music all the time.
And then someone jumps on stage in the middle of your set and slaps you or punches you.
Right.
How eager are you going to be to jump back on stage and play? Unless you're like Bob Marley, because Bob Marley got shot with a shotgun and still got back on stage.
That's different.
But unless you're him, how eager are you going to get back on stage? You
wouldn't.
You know what I'm saying?
You would just. Man, did you watch the Chris Rock special by chance?
I saw Joe Rogan talking about it, which is pretty much the same thing.
Yeah.
And it was pretty funny, actually, I thought. And Chris Rock like scorched earthed Will Smith.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Wow.
It was I thought it was good, but then he also I watched it live. I just happened to open up Netflix and it was like live. I was like, "Oh, okay, I'm something live," and I turned it on. It was like midway through. you could tell that he was under pressure because it was live. Imagine like you're the first person to do something live on a major platform like Netflix. Dude, that's huge. Yeah. Everyone's watching you. If you mess up, they're waiting for you to mess. I even heard like people say like the audience is reacting different because they're waiting for you to mess up. Like that's how much pressure there is. Dude, so just imagine. So there was a part where during the most critical part where he's talking about Will Smith and he's telling a joke and he's like, the joke up. So yeah, that was the most critical part and he messed it up because he was under pressure. I guarantee that's why.
Yeah, but he still slayed. He still slayed. The guy still killed it.
I wanted to actually talk, since it got deleted last time, I wanted you to tell the people where you're living. What time is it there?
Okay.
It's 11:30 a.m. here. I'm still waking up.
5:33 p.m. here.
Yeah.
I've been awake for a long time. I even recorded a whole band today.
Wow, you've had a full day.
Yeah, I've had a full day. I'm just winding down.
Yeah, it's Monday, right?
I mean, it is Monday.
Okay.
And
I mean, I know nothing about. I'm an idiot.
Yeah, don't worry. I'm in Austria. I'm in the capital of Austria, Vienna. Very big city, very beautiful city.
Vienna.
Lots to do here. Vienna's really amazing. I would suggest you visit, Ryan. You ever get some dough, some cash, bro? Just come out to Vienna. I'll show you a good time.
I would love. I've never been to Europe at all.
Never experienced in life. Europe, this part of Austria is highly influenced by other cultures. Okay. And I'm telling you, dude, we got some of the best Asian food you've ever had your entire life. You think that yum yum sauce is good?
Oh, dude, this is garbage. This American stuff.
I had no idea.
Garbage. I bet it's good.
Yeah. And you know, and the odd thing is, even though the food here, in my opinion, is way better than in America, people aren't fat. And I have no idea what's going on.
Are they more active there? Is that what it is? People are more active there?
Oh yeah, people are definitely more active. I see gyms everywhere, and I see them full. And people are very conscious about what they eat and what they do. And
sure.
The only people who are bigger are people with like, you know, they got health problems. They can't, you know, do fitness, or you know, they just don't care. You know, people.
Yeah,
there's people
that's like everyone in America,
like that too.
Like everyone here.
But it was just weird. Like anytime I see a really fat person, I'm like, whoa,
what's going on?
What's going on here? Yeah, and then I remember last time I was in America, I was like, oh, everybody's fat, and it's normal. Yeah. It's like, oh yeah, that's my aunt fat. My aunt fatty.
You don't have to suck it in anymore. Diabetes. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. No.
Yeah, and I just remember everybody saying, Chris, wow, you look great, and I'm like, do I?
It's because you're there.
Kind of the same. Yeah, I mean, I kind of, I dodged a big bullet.
Yeah, man.
You know, and just it is what it is. But yeah, Austria's great. Europe's great. I got a lot of great stuff around me. I got Prague. I can go visit Prague. It's nearby. Germany is still nearby if I want to visit Germany. I got the Slovak.
What is that?
The Slovakia. What's the name of that in English? Slovakia. Hold on, wait a second. This is it, guys. You spend enough time in Europe, you just forget your own mother tongue. It is what it is. Slovakia.
Yeah, Slovakia.
Yeah. Slovakia nearby, and Italy's closer. If I wanted to go to Italy, I'd just hop on a train for, I don't know, 8 hours.
Really?
Something like that. Yeah, I mean, it's still kind of far, but you know.
Dude, that's like 8 hours. That's me going to New York from where I'm at. I mean, that's...
Yeah, Italy's my New York.
That's basically, that's awesome.
Yeah. Pretty dope. And I even have friends in Italy, you know, by living in Germany and very multicultural place, I met lots of people from different places.
Okay.
And I've had the opportunity to see some really cool European countries. Now I can honestly say I've lived in multiple European countries.
Yeah, you have.
Really cool stuff. I love Europe.
Awesome, dude.
Europe's the best. And going back to America, just for me, is like taking a step back.
I bet it is. Now, what is it like visiting?
Just visiting, it's great. I mean, if you show up, you might get a bit of a culture shock in terms of how people act.
Sure.
Because, you know, in America, everyone's friendly, everyone's nice, and like, hey, how's it going? How you doing? You know, it's just not like
almost
that here.
Too nice.
And and it's not that people are mean or rude in Europe. They just don't know you. You know what I mean?
They keep to themselves. You gotta really,
they just keep themselves, and you got to earn people's respect, and you have to.
So I would love it. I would love this. I like.
Oh, you'd
people.
love it if you want to live in a. I live in a city right now with millions of people, and if I wanted to, I can go the rest of my life without anybody talking to me.
Wow.
Just by simply not talking to anybody else. You know,
that's insane.
So,
that's great.
Yeah,
though. I would. I mean, it's great, but sometimes people bug me, and I'm like, And then I'm like, oh, it is nice to have a conversation right now. It usually hits me later, but I'm like, I'm such an introvert, man. I don't. I'm just. I don't like being social. That's just not me. But if I'm going down south, I know I have to be social. I have no choice. That's just how it is down south.
Yeah, definitely.
You know how it is.
But you're probably like me in the sense that you only want to be social if you've done something very productive. You know what I mean? If you wrote a song or you finished a recording and you were like, wow, I really accomplished something. Yeah. Now I can go be social, because you probably get the feeling I get where you're out there with your friends or something, you're being social, and in the back of your mind, you're like, still got to do that recording.
Yeah. You could be doing something else. You could be at home enjoying your home that you pay hundreds of dollars for. So
yeah. Exactly, man.
So are you renting where you're at right now? Are you renting this place? Or is this?
Yeah, I'm renting an apartment at the moment. This is my place. And it's a nice place. The building was just built. Like, we're the first ones to live here.
Oh, nice.
Everything's fresh. The heating is in the floors, which is really cool. Oh, in the winter, my feet aren't cold.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Man, they just do everything engineering wise better over there. They just.
Yeah, and the walls, they didn't paint them with the little prickles on the paint. Like in America, you know? It's such an American thing.
You mean the ceiling? What do they call that? You're talking about the ceiling? Popcorn ceiling, I think it's called. Where it's like this.
Yeah, popcorn ceiling, but also just on the walls. You know how it's not a smooth wall.
I think
on the walls.
I've seen that on some walls, yeah.
It's not a smooth wall. It's like they took the brush and went like that. You know,
they dabbed,
It happens in a lot of homes, a lot of boomer homes. Modern homes, I don't think they do that anymore. They nice.
That's an old thing.
It looks nice. Yeah, but it was all I ever knew actually before I came to Europe, and I was like, hey, these apartments are like nicer than any house I've ever lived in.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's good for you, man. I'm glad that you got out there, and you got out of Warren and. Just out of Ohio, out of the United States,
out of Newton Falls, man.
Yeah,
and it's funny because last time I visited, I realized that everybody left Newton Falls. There's not many people living in Newton Falls anymore. People that I knew, at least.
Yeah.
So, who wants to be there?
I think maybe Marcus still lives there. I don't know, or did he move? I haven't talked to him in a while.
Oh, Marcus Fowler.
Yes,
that guy. Yeah, man, it took me a minute to register who you were talking about. I was like,
Marcus. Yeah, I know you haven't talked to him in so long. I haven't really talked to him either.
Remember how big he was?
He's a tall.
Everywhere we went, somebody had to make a comment on how tall he was.
I know he hated it.
Yeah, but he had like 1 second responses. Like, he would respond in a millisecond. It's like he had pre-rehearsed responses because everybody asked him about his height.
I would too.
Like, hey man, how tall are you? He's like 6'7". Yeah. I'm like, yeah, you definitely answered that question a million times already. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, that shit rehearsed.
Yeah, really. And anytime we go anywhere, everyone's looking at him. They're like, that guy's big.
Yeah, that's gotta suck, man. That's gotta be like I guess like being a dwarf, basically. That's what he said, that it felt like being a dwarf, the opposite version of being a dwarf. Everyone always noticing you. And I guess like with dwarves, though, you don't usually ask them how tall they are. You know that they're short. Like, I hope I'm using that term properly. I think they like to be called dwarves.
Actually, I think they like to be called small people. I think I heard little people.
No, dude, I'm pretty sure dwarf.
No.
I think I got it right.
I don't know anymore.
At least
I know that if you say midget, people get offended.
That's the word you're not supposed to say. Dwarf is because it's called dwarf.
Cancel me, y'all midgets.
Right. Look out. But yeah. I actually know a friend who has dwarfism, and he goes to my church actually, and he goes by. I want to say it right. I don't want to say the wrong thing, but on Instagram, he's a photographer.
Okay.
His name's Kevin. Let me see if I can find him.
He's a photographer. Does he stand on like a little stool when he takes pictures? Oh, I shouldn't ask that.
No, he actually goes by
terrible. Sorry, guy, if you're listening to this, I'm sorry.
I doubt he is.
Genuinely curious. Like,
I'm giving him a shout out.
The right height, right?
I want to say it's like 4 foot something photographer. He goes by on Instagram. I can't find him because I am a boomer, and I don't basically, and I don't know how to use.
I'm
my
a
phone.
boomer, and the liberals clearly designed this app to confuse me.
Right. Now, what's my password? I heard some skit. It was like some SNL skit where someone. It was like being. I want to say it was. What's his name? Oh, he's escaping me right now. He was always running for president. Bernie Sanders. It was Bernie. Someone pretending to be.
Yeah, Bernie Sanders.
And he's like, Apple, and what's my password? He's like yelling at the camera. Yeah, 4 foot something photographer. Good dude. He gets cool shots, man. But yeah. Anyways, nice. That dude. Yeah, he kind of told me the same thing, man. Well, he said he's gonna lie. Well, the only thing I said to him was, is it cool if I like, because we were in like a bar and he was taking photos and I saw him and it was funny. It was this weird social gathering thing, and I kind of like leaned down. I was like, and he's like, no, I was like, is that okay? And he's like, oh no, I prefer you to do that because I can actually hear you. Like I didn't like kind of, like crouching down on your knees, like bending on your knees. Like I didn't want to be rude. I was trying to like lean over like this when talking to him, like hey, like almost pretending like he's my height or something. Like what am I doing? Like the guy is way down here. Like I'm not being mean, but like you got to kind of get down on his level for him to hear you. And it was loud in there.
And that's cool that he had enough self-confidence to say that. Like enough confidence to be like, well, yeah, I need to hear you. Like
I mean, hey, he's a cool dude. He does a lot of video and stuff, and in Cleveland. Yeah. Cleveland's a weird town, man. It's trying to be like, I don't know. It wants to be New York so bad, but it's never going to be.
Oh yeah, any city in a mostly rural state, will try to mimic the bigger cities. Like, look how cultured we are, dude. Look how many cool things we have.
You know the sign where it used to have LeBron James downtown, that big sign. And it said like we were all witnesses. It was like LeBron. Yeah. Now it's a picture of a basketball with every skin tone, color hand touching it, and then there's a girl's hand with a rainbow nails. Like every type of inclusion you can think of, they threw all in this one image and put it up there. It's just like, dude, like come on, man.
That's great.
And it's right when you go downtown. I see it every day when I go to work. I see it every day. It's crazy.
Wow, every kind of inclusion. So it's like every skin color with a girl's hand with rainbows, and she has a boner because she's actually
right. Somehow she has a boner, but
somehow she has a boner.
Right, dude. That's a whole other thing, man. That's that's
a can of worms, man. You could literally get canceled. They could put you on Twitter, bro, and they'll be like, cancel this podcast that only has 30 listeners because they said something remotely anti-trans.
Well, dude, the app that I post through, it's called it used to be called, oh geez, I forget, Anchor FM. And when I started, there was a guy that I know I had, whoever develops the apps or whatever, they had someone listen to my first episode. So, and they actually wrote a review on it and everything. They want to make sure I'm not some like hillbilly on here dropping N-bombs and you know what I mean? They want to make sure you're, or whatever. They want to make sure you're not just spreading blatant hate speech. Well, Anchor is now called Spotify for podcasters, and it always would print right to Spotify right when you're done editing and everything, and you publish it. It would print to Spotify, and you had to, everything else you kind of had to do it on a third party, which it took me a while to figure all that out. But anyways, what I like about Spotify is they're like a company in Amsterdam, I think. I want to say, and they believe their belief is people should not be censored. So as long as I'm posting on Spotify, like Spotify, I think is the only place you can get the live Blink-182 album, the live because there's so many like they use the R word and stuff on there, and so like
oh my goodness.
So you can't get that on any other streaming site because of that content other than Spotify. So Spotify,
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised Spotify's in Amsterdam. They're probably like a bunch of stoners over there, just like high out of their minds. Like, dude, just say what you're gonna say.
Just say what you need to say, man. Come on, man. Yeah, I think it is Amsterdam. But that's exactly why like Neil Young and all these other artists were dropping off Spotify, because they didn't like that people could just say whatever they wanted. And like, oh, Neil Young, I'm really gonna miss his music.
And like, what does Neil Young gain by dropping off Spotify?
Nothing.
The dude's like imprinted himself as a timeless legend, and he's like, I'm offended, so I'm leaving you now.
Dude,
to pretty much virtue signal is what he's doing.
Right,
and
right.
I just can't stand that.
Yeah, man, but it's cool.
I mean, at his age, you don't need to virtue signal. You can say whatever you want.
He's just trying to get his name in the news at all. I mean, who's listening to his?
He's like, I'm not relevant anymore, so I will virtue signal and make myself relevant.
I would say he's getting no one listening to him on Spotify. Everyone that listens to him has his records or his albums they paid for. So funny, man. Well, for example, Garth Brooks. Garth Brooks, you cannot find his music anywhere. Look it up. You can't find it. You gotta buy his music exclusively at Walmart. Hold
on. Let me Google that real quick.
Look it up, man.
Garth Brooks CD.
I think that's right. Garth Brooks. Look it up, because if you'll find him singing with other people on streaming sites, like featuring Garth Brooks or whatever.
Oh my gosh, they're only selling vinyls. There's no CDs.
Nope.
Oh my goodness. There's one. There's just one, but it's like a collection of every CD he's ever made, and of course they're selling it for like a fortune. They take out a second mortgage if you want to buy it. Oh my goodness, it's not worth it. I forgot what this dude looked like. Boy, he was a country boy. Oh man,
you got to get his music at Walmart, dude. When the thunder rolls and the lightning strikes, man. Remember that song? It was a good ass song, man. Thunder roll. I thought that was so heavy when I was a kid.
Really?
Yeah. I was like, oh, that's so heavy. Dude, I was raised on Southern gospel, man. I was raised on, dude, so that was to me, that was heavy. I thought that was like, man, all the minor chords in that song, this is heavy metal, man.
It's so sad. I love it.
Yeah,
but I grew up listening to hip hop, so you had it better than me, in my opinion. I mean, I still have sort of a love-hate relationship with hip hop. I kind of like a lot of hip hop. I have a lot of hip hop artists in my iTunes library, but they're definitely not the hip hop you would imagine when I say the word hip hop.
What you know about T-Bone, the man with the mad skills? T-Bone, the Christian.
Nothing.
Dude,
nothing.
Christian rap. Man?
I can't stand Christian rap, to be honest.
I hate it, but I loved it as a kid because I couldn't listen to anything else.
I think I heard of T-Bone. I think my sister was into T-Bone. There was another one. What were they called?
The Gospel Gangsters?
Yes, the Gospel Gangsters, bro.
Dude.
My dad had that. He was into that.
Have you heard their song with the Supertones back in the day? Dude, they did a song with the because you know how Supertones kind of rapped with their ska and stuff. They're kind of like the reggae version of.
Bro, they had trumpets.
Yeah,
how the heck is T-Bone gonna get down with that?
Oh, dude, they were like I forget what the song was, but it was sweet. No compromise, no compromise, no compromise. It was so cheesy. Dude.
And it turns out years later, they all compromised.
Yeah, they are. Pretty much.
Do you ever see that photo of the guy from Sum 41 and he's like stoned and wasted out of his mind sitting on a couch, and somebody put the text over it that said, when you realized you wasted your time and became a casualty in society.
Oh, I think I saw that. Yeah.
I think that's such a great
basically.
Like,
dude, it's so funny, man. Music. That a lot of those bands have changed. You remember Five Iron Frenzy?
Those dudes.
They still make music, and
there's a whole scene for them still.
It's crazy.
A lot of the music we listen to, our scene's dried up like an old well, bro. Like no one listens to stuff we listen to.
I know. It sucks. There is a. Have you heard of Furnace Festival out in? It's like in Alabama every year. It just started a couple years ago. It's
I assume they're all grilling down there. Yeah.
It's hot, dude. It's like in the summer, and it's Alabama. It's hot, and every year like bands like Further Seems Forever get back together and play. Like a lot of these bands, dude. And I think like Chris Carrabba sang for them last year, and this year it's gonna be Jason Gleason. Like all the they had different
goodness.
singers and stuff. So like bands like that, like the Chariot, they still play this festival every summer. They're gonna do. I'm gonna try, and I got family. I got family that live near there, so I'm gonna try and go this September because
that sounds awful lot like the When We Were Young festival. You heard about that, right?
But for like Christian emo bands, basically, like Emery plays.
Okay, yeah,
yeah, like it's basically all those bands. Yeah.
Emery, I love Emery. I still love Emery, even though they got that Bad Christian podcast. I used to listen to them all the time,
dude. Yeah.
And then I was like, you know what? I think you guys are actually just more bitter than actually anything else. Like
exactly.
After a while, I realized they had nothing good to say.
Exactly.
You know,
yeah,
and
they don't.
And they're digging into topics that like they don't need to. Like it's like unnecessary information, you know. And also before they actually get to the topic, they're just like talking about such nonsensical things for like an hour before they even get to their topic.
So like this show, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, well, at least this show, doesn't have a direction in the first place, so you know what it's getting into.
Right, exactly. Yeah, we don't have.
But with them, they'll
agenda.
like title their episode talking about I don't know, red Mustangs, and then they'll talk about anything else but red Mustangs for an hour and then get to it,
Yeah.
So it's just
that's how like Your Mom's House is, and I don't know if you listen to that show, but that's Tom Segura again. He does a show with his wife, which is weird. They're both comedians, Christina something, but yeah, she's not very funny at all. He's funny, but it's really
the
weird.
Bill Burr podcast is dope. You ever
Oh,
listen to
dude,
Bill
he's
Burr
great.
podcast?
He's great, man.
Dude, he kills it, slays it.
I know.
And he does not even talking to anybody. He's just talking with himself.
Yep.
And you're just dying laughing listening to him talk to himself.
Oh, I love it. He's great. He kills me. I love.
I just love watching him get slowly ramped up about a subject. You know how he goes.
He gets more and more
so
intense.
dynamic. Yeah, it's dynamic, man. You know.
Yeah.
And then every once in a while, he's like, "Lady," he just looks away from his.
Yeah.
Anytime he talks about a girl, he like
He's
looks away
great.
from his mic.
He was great on. Did you watch the Mandalorian series?
He was on The Mandalorian.
He was literally on one of the episodes. Yeah, and
Can the dude act?
He's a great actor. He's on a bunch of stuff. He's in a bunch of movies.
Awesome. Great. I'm not surprised.
Oh,
we got less than a minute.
Yeah, I see that. You want to hop on one more, or what do you got going on?
Yeah, let's continue it, man. Right. I got plenty of time.
One more. I'm gonna hop on right now. So I'll just end it and start it again. All right.
Great. Awesome.
All right. Bye.
Yep.
gotta tell you guys something. While I'm waiting on Chris, my stomach's been all types of torn up, man. The other day I was doing one of these and I figured I didn't eat anything all day. I ate nothing, and I was like, oh, let me go to Chipotle. That sounds good. I haven't had that in a while, and I had a cup of coffee. And that was it. And dude, I was so sick the next day. Are you back? You here?
Yeah, I just enjoyed listening to you talk about Chipotle.
Oh, dude, I'm just talking about how I've just been so sick from eating Chipotle. I think once you hit a certain age in your 30s, no more Chipotle. It's over.
Yeah, Chipotle has an age limit on it. It's not safe after a certain age.
It was nice while it lasted. Oh, I just realized I don't even have my video on. Sorry. It was nice while it lasted, but dude, I cannot. Oh, dude, and it happened to me Thursday when we did this thing. I was trying to set up things and I'm running to the bathroom and running back here and running to the bathroom.
Really?
Dude, you
should have just did the podcast from the toilet, bro.
I should have. It would have been easier because I was like, what? And then it happened to me again. I don't know if maybe I was nervous trying to get this all going and I wasn't sure.
So nervous yet.
Yeah, I'm like shitting like crazy. Dude, that happens to me, man. Dude, I got IBS. I know I have to because I got so nervous going on a helicopter ride. And this was right after Kobe Bryant had died on a helicopter.
Oh, wow.
So like
somehow that's relevant, folks.
Right, yeah. So I'm just saying, like, that was it was shocking that happened. I'm like, oh God, I'm on a helicopter. Have you ever been in a helicopter? Like,
no, I've never been on a helicopter, but I'd probably poop my pants too. Maybe
it is I mean, it's the same. Essentially, once you're up in the air, like, okay, it's like being in an airplane. It's the same, but you're not enclosed with everything. You're in this there's just glass right next to you. And you're like, anything can happen, literally. And this guy, and this guy in front is like, oh, hey, let's go check out the beach. And we're going, and this is when I went to Myrtle Beach last year. And
you flew over Myrtle Beach, cool,
dude. It was sweet, nice. And I was like, man, like I was so nervous. I was shitting in I never used porta potties, but I had to use a porta potty.
Bro, did you shit out the helicopter? Did it land on somebody who was laying on the beach?
No. That would have been better. That would have been at least more enjoyable. But this was in a nasty porta potty right outside the helipad. The chopper's going, and I'm like, dude, yeah, I don't, dude. So, yeah, I talk about this stuff, man. This is the stuff we talk about on this show. A lot of toilet humor, you know.
Just the way you describe that whole situation, like it's just nasty porta potty. You know, helicopters just going as if. Just like,
dude, it was making it worse. It was making it worse.
You paint a picture, man. You paint a picture, bro. Like it's beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah.
This is why you're a podcaster, man.
This is why I don't know. I just kind of fell into it. I'm a 36-year-old prodigy, but
yeah, man, savant syndrome all the way. Kicked in at 30 something.
Yeah. But yeah, I talk about that stuff, man. We talk about food a lot on here. Me and my co-host, we talk about food all the time. We did. Like,
what foods are you eating? I'd be interested to know. Like, what do you eat regularly?
Oh, dude, I try to eat. Lately,
stay with us, folks. I know food's not an exciting subject. Stay with us.
Right. So lately, this is what I've been doing. I've ate like crap for years and years and years, and it never really that bad. Like, I guess like my thing is, I like sweets, dude. Sweets.
Yeah, it's an American thing for sure,
dude. Yeah. It kills me, man. I can eat like I was just saying, nothing all day. And then
just load up on sweets.
A bunch of cookies in the evening, and then go to bed.
Yeah, research says that sugar is more addictive than heroin.
Oh, so I believe it.
Yeah.
I believe it.
And also with sugar, you literally program something like you program your brain to only want this kind of dopamine.
Yeah.
Nothing else. You know, and actually this happens with many things in our life, not just sugar, like with our phone, for example, instant gratification. Like we watch a funny video on YouTube and dopamine hit. And then our brain is like, ooh, let's go back to that again later.
Right.
You know, instead of going for more long-term goals that bring dopamine, like, you know, being productive. But anyways,
recording in progress.
Sorry.
No worries. I just heard like a robot voice talking in my headphones. Recording in progress.
Yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, but anyways, so the food you eat is so important, bro. And back in 2020, I pretty much I got home from work one day and I felt a pain in my chest. I just literally put those two words together, pain and chest. I felt pain in my chest and it was radiating down my arm. And I'm like, hey, I'm only like 30 years old. How the heck am I having a heart attack at 30? Yeah. And I just called an ambulance right away. They did a bunch of tests. I was perfectly healthy, apparently, but then they did a blood test and my cholesterol was like 10 times too high. Like it was way higher than it should have been. Yeah. Wow. And, my doctor's like, look, you're technically still in shape. You're technically not fat. You're not overweight, but on the inside, you're dying. And I was like, that shook me to the core. I was like, what? Wow, and I still had a lot of things I wanted to do. Like I wanted to have kids, get married, do little things. So I was like, what's going on? I thought my life was going to end. He's like, look, in 4 years, you're going to have a heart attack. 3 or 4 years, you're done.
They told you that? I
was like, oh boy.
And this was in Germany, right?
This is in Germany. In Germany, everyone has the same health insurance. So it's not like in America where if you have the cheap health insurance, they're not going to tell you because they know you can't afford the treatment. Yeah, which happens by the way.
Bottom barrel, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. But my doctor was very direct. Like, look, you need to eat better and do exercise. Yeah. And that's exactly what I did. And let me tell you something. Walking through the store on your first day as a vegetarian is like the most confusing experience ever, because you go from eating meat and yummy foods all day, seemingly yummy foods, to just eating nothing, no meat. And you're thinking, oh, no meat, that's not that much. I don't eat mostly meat anyways. But you think that until you walk through the store as a vegetarian, and then you're like, wait, what did I eat before? What did I ever eat? Right. You're questioning your whole life. You're like, no wonder I was on one day.
Shopping before? Did you? I'm just saying,
exactly. You're walking through it. You're like, what is this place?
Right.
What do people eat? And it took me a while. I'm not gonna lie. It took me a while to figure out what I eat now. Because meat is great. Let's just face it. But as I became a vegetarian and had a much more, after a few months, my selection of things grew of what I wanted to buy. I had a wide variety of foods that I like to eat for the morning, for the lunch, for dinner, even nice snacks that won't make me fat, and raise my cholesterol or whatever. So I figured out, eventually I figured out a whole system on how to eat healthy. And then I started doing fitness at the same time. I got a gym membership, went to the gym, realized I hated doing the gym, became a calisthenics kind of connoisseur. Luckily, a couple of my friends are fitness instructors. They gave me a great program to work with.
Okay.
And I just did it at home, just totally motivated. I hear the doctor's words ringing through my head. You're going to die. I'm like, okay, I got to do one more push-up. Here we go. Do one more.
No. Sorry to cut you off. Did your family have any history of heart disease or anything like that? Okay.
Yeah, my dad scared the crap out of me when I was 16. He says, every other generation someone has heart disease, and it skips a generation, and it skipped me. And I'm like, oh, so I'm next. Yeah. And I told my doctor this, and I told my doctor this, and he said, look, if you eat healthy and do exercise for the rest of your life, the odds of you, and he didn't say it definitively, he said, but the odds will decrease significantly.
Sure.
Yeah. And I thought, okay, it's not a for sure thing, but definitely going to try. Yeah. I mean, at this point I was like super motivated in everything.
And have you had any more attacks like you did that one time when you felt the...
No.
Okay.
Not at all.
Then that's good. That's a sign it's probably
in
working.
2 years, I went to a cardiologist. And this cardiologist was like, look, not only is your heart extremely healthy, but it's actually stronger than the majority of people's hearts because you do fitness. There's a muscle in your heart that's twice as strong as others.
Oh, wow.
Well,
that's good.
Yeah. And I was like, hell yeah, player. Like, that's my heart, baby. That's what I do. Like, damn straight. Like, I've been eating salads, nuts, berries, straight up like Adam and Eve style, like just whatever's in the garden, baby. You know what I'm saying? And
like the Daniel fast,
and the Daniel fast, exactly. That's a good one.
That is basically what it is.
That's such a what is it, like a Pentecostal thing to say?
Yeah, the Daniel fast. We're gonna eat nothing but fruits and grains,
and the Lord's blessing will fall upon you when you eat these fruits. Yeah, right. But so I pretty much did that, and then on top of that, lots of fitness and cardio and all that, and I transformed my whole life. Yeah. And not only was my body feeling energetic, but I had clarity of mind. It's like my brain began to work more efficiently. Yeah. Sure. So everything changed. My whole life changed, bro. It's not even that I can just move. I think clearer. Yeah. Both my languages in my brain improved. My German improved. I improved. Wow. Everything improved. It was just wild. And awesome. This was during the Corona times too, man. And I was just like, everybody's so sad about Corona, but I feel like I'm just starting to live. Like my whole life is changing, man.
It was like a rebirth for a lot of people. That whole thing.
Yeah, totally. And here we go with the Pentecostal terminology. Born again. I'm born again, brother.
Preach it.
And yeah, man, my whole life changed. And I man, when I hear people, they'd say, Chris, man, how did you get in shape? How did you, what was your secret? I'm like, dude, just, I don't know. Like, you gotta dig deep inside and find the reason to change your whole life. You got to find the right motivation is what it is.
Sure.
Find the reason why you want to change your whole life. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's not easy, bro. I mean, it's not easy at all. It was a painful situation having to not eat the foods I normally don't want to eat. But once you get over that hill, at some point when you have a weak moment and you go back to those foods and you're like, ew, it doesn't even taste right anymore. Like literally your taste buds change, I don't eat anything sweet anymore. I'm not really into sweets anymore. And sugar and vegetable oils will literally kill you. So as you drink your Canada Dry ginger ale on the side, as I'm saying that, you're like, go.
Almost everything I intake is sugar and vegetable oils.
Yeah. And research shows that vegetable oils is kind of the killer, actually, Yeah. So, yeah, man.
I hear you. I do steer clear of fast food these days. Like I was just saying, I can't do Chipotle. I got no business at 36 eating any of that crap. I'll do so now I have I'll do okay, so I'll pack for lunch for work.
Yep.
And I'll do I make a breakfast sandwich for myself. I'll do an English muffin with
nice,
an egg. Legit. With an egg, fresh egg. I actually have I have a thing. It's like a maker where it's like a circle. You set the bottom of it on there. You set ham or sausage or whatever, and then it has a level above that gets warm, and you can crack an egg on it, and it cooks the egg, and it has a thing where you slide it, and the egg drops on it. It sounds really complicated, but it's this small little thing, and it's pretty easy to make. And I can make a breakfast sandwich like that. It's pretty nice. Dope. So I make that. Cool. I pack that for work. It's not that bad. It's not that unhealthy. It's just... No,
eggs are great. Since I become vegetarian, I eat so many eggs, bro.
Okay. Oh, so you can do eggs as a vegetarian.
Yeah. That's vegan. The vegans don't eat
vegan.
Eggs.
Okay. You see, all I have...
eggs have lots of protein, lots of nutrition, bro.
Dude, when you say vegetarian over here, I immediately think vegan because vegans are everywhere over here. They have a place called Cleveland Vegan right up the street from my house. It's actually pretty good. They got this really good beet smoothie and stuff. It's pretty good. But anyways, wow. I've been for the past year or so. During the pandemic, I almost hit 240 pounds. I gained so much weight, dude.
Wow.
I was living right up the street from a Dairy Queen. I was going to Dairy Queen.
Blame the Dairy Queen.
Dude, my rationale was every day after work, I would walk down there and, I'm walking, so I'm getting some exercise in. Dude, no, dude. I was pushing I was 238, I think. Right now I'm about 215. I do have a little workout set, area in the back here. Every day I come home, I sit on I have a bike I sit on for an hour.
Yeah.
I'll watch YouTube while doing
Can I give you some advice on that?
Yeah.
Quick? Yeah, bro. When you wake up, don't eat breakfast. Do some exercise.
Oh, I don't. Oh, exercise in the morning.
Okay, don't eat. Do some exercise in the morning.
Okay.
Only drink water. Drink as much water as you possibly can throughout the day. And do some exercise, whatever it is, doesn't matter.
Okay.
And then here's the hard part, but this is gonna make the biggest difference, and you're gonna lose a ton of weight in like a month or two. I promise. Don't eat anything till like 2 p.m.
So
okay. I know that sounds crazy,
That's
right?
Not too
sounds
bad.
Nuts.
That's not bad.
Yeah, but just don't eat anything. Just fill your stomach up with water. You'd be amazed how the hunger cravings just aren't there when your belly's full of water. You know, so
yeah,
and your body only needs about less than 5 minutes to completely absorb that water when it's empty.
So no coffee, just water. No coffee?
No, go for coffee if you want. Do the coffee.
I can do coffee. I can do coffee and water all day.
Lots of water, and don't eat anything till 2 p.m. But you have to make sure that you did the exercise. Okay. Because here's the thing, your body, after you do the exercise, your body's going to start burning calories like crazy, even your reserves, even the reserves fat, it's going to start burning them. And if you don't eat anything till 2, it's going to go through the usual fat you have and some of your reserves, So, and then if you repeat this for like a month, you're gonna be good. You're gonna see yourself losing weight.
I hate to tell you this, but I've been kind of doing this, and I haven't lost much weight. I've lost.
What are you eating after 2 p.m.? That's my question.
The thing I think I'm gonna start doing is what you said, working out in the morning, because I've been working out in the evening after work, and I'm dragging ass, dude. I'm sitting on the bike, and I'm so tired, because I just worked a full day. So, and I've ate lunch, and I will say, so I'll eat that for lunch, and then I'll maybe take like an apple a couple hours later. But I do normally not eat until about 2 p.m. because when I get to work, it's busy from the time the doors open at 8:30. It's busy from like 8:30 to about 2 o'clock. So I normally do eat lunch around 2 o'clock. So but I'm drinking coffee, and sometimes I'll have like a Nutri-Grain bar with that. Just like it's like I'm not eating that bad, but you
got to get that exercise in there, bro.
If I don't, I've noticed if I miss one day of exercise, I gain the couple pounds I lost come right back immediately. It's crazy.
Switch it from the evening to the morning.
I think I need to do that.
And only drink water. Drink water, coffee, and then what's really going to help is you really, really wisely pick what you're going to eat after 2 p.m.
Yeah, that's my problem.
And here's the thing: if you still feel hungry after you eat something, that's okay. You have to really take that in and be like, that's fine. It's fine. I have food in me. I know that I am fed and there's nutrition in me. I'm good. The fact that I feel hungry means nothing, because you can't eat based on feelings. You can't eat based on how you feel. You just got to say, you know what? I'm still hungry, but no big deal. I'm going to eat later again.
You know what my thing is I can go all day without eating. Like right now, I haven't really ate anything. I've had a coffee, like 3 coffees. Like, that's the thing. I don't drink enough water. I've drank this much water. I'm like half full. So 3 coffees, half of water, and a whole ginger ale. I've had no food. But when I open Pandora's box, it doesn't close. When I start eating some point today, it's almost like I've opened Pandora's box and I can't stop eating.
Because you're making up for the whole day.
Exactly. Exactly. So I'm just eating and snacking on this and that, and like dude. I gotta stop with the snacking, and I think working out in the morning I'll get a better workout in, because in the evening, like
bro, you quit snacks, you're gonna see a huge difference. You quit snacks, bro, you're gonna change your life. I know that sounds like a small thing, right? You're like, snacks are snacks, no big deal. Man. But snacks, like quit snacks, bro, and wow, you're gonna change for sure.
Rough, man. Yeah, I'm trying, man. I'm definitely feeling better than I did in 2020 when I was pushing 240. I mean, come on, dude. That's the heaviest I ever was. Like, I wasn't even that heavy. Like back when I knew you, I was overweight, but I was like maybe.
I was about. Wasn't that bad?
I was about 210, maybe 200. But it's weird, man. When I was in high school, I was like almost the size I was during the pandemic. I was like huge in high school. And then right after high school, I lost a ton of weight. And I was like down to like $180. And then been climbing back up. The older I get, I'm climbing back up to to my fighting weight in high school.
You try to become that heavyweight champion again, bro.
Yeah, man. Nah, man. It's just living here, man. There's so many. I go to my parents' house. They're basically retired, and
they're always making food.
My mom's always making food and buying food and snacks. And I went over there yesterday. So my grandfather, my Puerto Rican grandfather, I don't know if I ever told you about him. Yeah, he's. It's
crazy that you say that.
I know, he's 95 years old, and we just moved him from Scranton, PA, to here with my parents' house, and he was living in this old house. It was like the only thing holding it together was the paint. It was so old. You know what I mean? Like, it was just like the walls are paper thin. Like, this place is falling apart, and we moved him out of there because he's 95. You know, anything can happen at any moment. And he's like, man, no, I'm not weak. I'm strong. I'm like, okay. That's what he says all the time. He's a tough cookie, man.
We all need that confidence, man.
Yeah. That's why he's still kicking.
I hope that's me when I'm 95. I hope I'm just like, hey, I'm strong, man.
Dude, he has a cane, but he doesn't hardly use it. He doesn't even. He makes sure he gets around. Like, he's something. He's funny, but
that cane is his protection.
Basically, yeah. He doesn't even like using it. He doesn't. Yeah, basically, it's just it's a weapon.
Yeah, he's like, I carry this cane around to fight crime.
Oh, dude, he served time in prison. He was a bad dude back in the day. He was. He used to run with all the mob back. He goes by Tony. He was hanging with all the Italians here.
Audio cutout. Say that one more time. He used to run what?
You hear me?
He run what? Yeah, I hear you now.
Oh yeah, he
just
was
cut out for that one second.
Oh, he just ran with all the mobs back in the day in Cleveland.
Oh wow,
he used to burn. He used to burn houses and.
And now he's like living like a peaceful life with your parents, which is wild to me.
In a bomb ass house. My parents have their retirement home that they just bought last year, and we're gonna be moving him into his own place. He needs to. Okay. He had his own garden at his house. I mean, he was growing tomatoes and all kinds of stuff. So we're gonna get him in a place where he can not a home, but I think they're gonna buy him a house right up the street. Anyways, that's a whole thing. This is all brand new too. You gotta take care of him.
Someone's gotta take care of him.
I know, but here's the thing. He was never around. He got divorced from my grandma when they were young. And he's been remarried a bunch of times. He's got family everywhere. Dude, I got cousins all over in Cleveland I've never met. Man, I'm telling you.
They're all Puerto Rican. Maybe I'm your cousin. I'm Puerto Rican.
I might be your cousin.
Maybe we're family, bro.
Yeah, man. That's my cousin here on the show. That's why.
Maybe that's why we have such a connection as friends. You know what I mean? Maybe we're actually family.
Yeah, man. Dude,
wouldn't that be crazy if we did like a ancestry test and it turns out we're family? Wouldn't that be nuts?
Dude, I know so many people who've done those. What I don't know if I want to do that. Or wait, no, not that one, but like just to see what your ethnicity is, like how much you are. I know so many white people have done that.
Oh yeah,
I need to do.
Did you see the one Conan O'Brien did?
No.
You didn't see that one?
No.
He said, the guy from Ancestry actually called him and was like, or like he met with the guy or something, I don't know, but he said, you're 100% Irish. And then he said, no, but even worse, most people are not 100% anything, like the majority,
at least 1%
usually,
something.
Exactly, right? And usually when someone's 100% of something, it means that there was inbreeding.
Oh, no.
And I was like, God. Something went down in Conan's family.
Right. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, man.
Oh,
yeah, wild.
Jesus. That's horrible. Oh, that's so funny. Yeah,
and he told the story himself, by the way. So he's not even ashamed of it.
That's hilarious. No, that's a good one. It's probably true.
It is a good one,
dude. Just a couple generations ago, man. I'm just gonna like even my grandparents, dude. Like, it was a different. Like, they were. I'm just gonna be honest with you, dude. They were like second cousins. My grandparents on my dad's side.
Okay,
like, they were like distant cousins or something. Like,
where'd they meet? At a family reunion or something?
Yeah, probably a funeral or something. They're hillbillies, man. They're all from West Virginia.
Oh, that's awesome,
dude. I'm a mutt, man. I'm part Hispanic. I'm part hillbilly. We're Puerto Rican hillbillies, man. That's what we are in my family.
I never thought I'd hear you say that ever.
Yeah,
I'm a Puerto Rican hillbilly.
We're
I am, man.
Portabillies, man. We're
Portabillies.
Hispanics, man.
You're a minority now. You know that, right? You're no longer white.
Oh, I go by that. Anytime I'm filling out something, I always put in I always put in Hispanic. You have to do for ethnicity and race. There's two different things now. If you haven't noticed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's two different things. Yeah, if you do a job.
I don't think we have that in Europe.
Oh, I don't think so. No, I forgot you're over there.
No, they don't ask. Yeah, they don't ask anything about ethnicity or race or nothing like that. It's just like they don't care. They don't care at all. It's like I
want to ask you something. Do you guys? Because right after this call, I gotta make a run to the post office and put in my taxes. Do you guys got to do any type of taxes over there? We file our taxes every year. Okay.
Like everybody
tax
else.
Tax day is tomorrow, so I have to do that right after this call. I literally have to drop it in the mail today. So,
do it, bro. Do it.
Yeah,
you can do it with an app.
Dude, you probably get back what I get back. I only get about $200 back. Because
I get back nothing pretty much.
It's because we got no kids. When you got no kids, you get nothing. That's the bottom line.
Yeah, man.
That's the bottom
I'm about
line.
to have some kids, bro.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, so you told me you're engaged?
I'm engaged, and first thing I'm going to do is have like 6 kids.
There you go, man.
Goal. I'm trying to get because actually the job center here, the unemployment office pretty much, in Europe, they will automatically give you a fixed amount of income. How many kids you have.
Really?
You know? Yeah, and it comes with your usual earnings from your job.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So that you survive accordingly. You know, it's not like you're having all these kids and, oh my gosh, I put myself in financial crisis because I decided to have too many kids. They're like, no, you had a kid, government's here, no big deal.
Yeah.
And of course it comes out of our taxes, you know, but nobody's complaining.
Yeah.
Nobody's complaining about it. I love how Americans are like, oh, they pay so much taxes over there. And I'm like, yeah, but on the other hand, we live great lives. A full health insurance, doesn't matter how many kids you have, you'll be taken care of. Like, you know, and there's this one guy I knew that I worked with in a camp. He was just the worst guy ever, you know? Yeah. And he had 5 kids. He had 5 kids and he was having his 6th. And he was actually in his religion, you can have a second wife. So he was taking a second wife.
Wow.
And he was going to have more kids. And the reason he kept having kids was because he knew the government was going to give him more money. And no joke, dude, he quit spontaneously. He's like, I have 6 kids now. I'm getting $3,000, $4,000 every month. I no longer need to work later. You know, he just pieced out because he knew, so many kids that he was just getting paid enough to just live off of it, you know? Wow. And I was like, oh my gosh, like that. And that's an example of somebody taking advantage of the system and kind of screwing up his own life at the same time.
Yeah.
Without realizing it.
Yeah, I know some people.
I mean, maybe he loves all 6 of those kids. Good for him. But when those kids find out one day that they're only born so that he can live a leisurely life, like, how do you think that's going to affect them?
Right.
Come on. Oh, gosh.
Jeez. Yeah, that's a whole mess. I don't know. I know very little about having kids and just being a parent. And I couldn't imagine these days. It's crazy, especially here in the States.
Oh, yeah, you got to raise your kids right, man. In 2023, raise your kids right.
Man, yeah.
You know, and I think also teach them to stand up for themselves, not be bullied, AKA don't let yourself get canceled. Believe in something. Yeah. Let people hate you, and that's totally fine. That's the thing I've been coming to grips to, that stand up for what I believe in, whatever it may be. And if someone hates me for it, fine. You know, I think when I was younger, it really bothered me if someone didn't like me, but now I don't care. Yeah. I don't give a crap. If you want to hate me for it, just hate me. Hate me good. And like really go for it. Like really have a disdain for me. You know?
Really go for it.
Because trust me, as much as I believe, I'm so convicted on my beliefs, as convicted as I am, I want you to hate me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And show me, especially like when it comes to, the whole left ideology and all that. I'm like, as much as you preach love, show me how much you love me by hating me, like hardcore, like go for it.
Yeah.
You know? So I don't care anymore. I'm like, I don't know. It doesn't bother me anymore.
That's kind of where I'm at. And that's why
Yeah.
That's what inspired me to do this.
Great, man. Awesome.
That my first episode was it was like the last straw. It was a Facebook thing. You're gonna laugh, but it was a Facebook post about I don't know. Well, you probably won't laugh. I don't know. It was a Facebook post about Selena Gomez, and she had a kidney transplant, and like apparently she doesn't talk to this girl who donated a kidney for her. Like they're like estranged friends. Like, and I was just like, that's really like get over yourself. Like, dude, yeah. Like you deserve nothing, in all honesty.
Yeah.
Like, so yeah, I just kind of went off, and that was my first episode. Was me driving in the car while holding my phone and talking about that. And I was like, and you know, I was like, it was because I commented something on that post, and people came at me. I'm like, dude, you guys have no idea what that type of thing is. Like, shut the fuck up. Like, you have no idea what going through that is like, and you have no, like, so unless you have, you don't have an opinion in my.
But that's a common thing now these days. People want to have an opinion on something they know nothing about, and they want to have. Yeah, well, the thing is, they want to have. They want to have emotionally charged conversations, and not factually charged conversations. That's
right.
The thing.
Well, it's comments over conversation. It's a comment over a conversation. I know it sounds cliche, but that's what it is. It's you're commenting. It's easy to say this really fast instead of actually talking about it, and it's really weird. So I'm like, dude, I'm just gonna, talk to my friends and people and catch up with people on here I haven't talked to in a long time. And I know, like, before we had that thing, that we mentioned on the last episode we did with Facebook and people dude, half those people I probably don't even talk to. Those people probably unfriended me by now. Some of those people. Oh,
probably they probably blocked me. I wasn't friends with them. They just like, just in case, let's block them.
I think one of them did. The guy that was the most loud about it, because he went.
Yeah, that dude blew up.
I know he was. I think he's unfriended me since, because I probably was. Dude, I've been accused of being not conservative enough. Or not liberal. I've been accused of being both. I've been accused I can't seem to fit in either side. It's like I can't. You know what I mean? It's weird.
Yeah. Totally. I get that, man. Because this is why I stopped posting on Facebook. By the way, I don't know if you've noticed, but I just disappeared from Facebook.
I did.
Every once in a while, I post a funny picture because I like to laugh about stuff, But
or
honestly,
you'll post
I just
your
keep to
guitar
myself.
stuff. You'll post like a video of you playing.
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah, I'll post like me just like jamming away on the guitar or whatever, and that's about it. Whatever beliefs I have or who I am, or if I'm going to complain about something, just call me up and I'll tell you, but there's no way I'm going to put it on the internet so that you can leave a quick comment and not engage in any conversation. It's almost like running up to somebody, punching them and running away. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It's like, I'm not going to let you get away with that. If you want to know what I'm thinking about something, call me, write me.
Yeah.
Let's talk. It's cowardly. Actually.
Don't
cowardly.
Go. It's keyboard warriors and
keyboard warriors. White knights.
Say something. Talk. Say something. Like they want you to talk. Say something. Like, dude, no. How about leave me alone? Like, whatever, man. It's weird, man. It's a weird world we're living in. That's all I know. The fact that I'm even doing this is weird. Everything's weird.
Yeah, and the fact that anyone's going to listen to our conversation and find it even remotely engaging is weird to me, actually.
Let me see how many people.
Wild.
I've already posted the first episode. How many people have listened to? It's been a couple days now. Usually, I get more people listening during the week.
Okay, gotcha.
Let's see.
I hope the conversation we had mostly about churches last time didn't turn people off to wanting to hear us talk.
Oh, dude, there's far worse on here that would turn people off. Trust me.
Okay,
dude, you probably noticed I'm dropping F-bombs and stuff. I give no fucks, man. That's where I'm at. As far as now, I'm not posting this on Facebook and stuff. I'm just literally anyone who subscribes That's what you get.
If you posted it on your Facebook, bro, I can imagine the storm you'd have.
Dude, I'm really not even promoting this outside of Instagram. Like I said, I posted that story, like commercial that I did. Yeah. I wonder if I can send that to you or show that to you real quick.
That's very, very a screamo early 2000s a way of advertising. You know, just like kind of word of mouth thing.
Basically, that's what it is. It's just word of mouth. And
remember back in the day on MySpace, you'd have your like band page, and there was like really no way to promote it. You just had to like tell people about it, you know?
Yeah.
So good times.
I've had 7 plays since I posted that, and one of them is from me because I always re-listen to it.
I think one of them's from me too, so 5 plays.
So 5 people have listened since over the weekend.
5 people. I hope you guys enjoy this episode.
Yeah. So
5 dudes.
Yeah, man. I see we only got like 2 minutes left, but like I said, it's tax day. Guys gotta put your taxes in today.
Yeah, bro.
Make sure that's still.
Go do your taxes, man.
Yeah, man. I gotta get that squared away so I can get my $200.
Yeah,
$200.
Like I heard someone say once. You think you own your car? You think you own your house? Stop making payments. You realize it's not yours. Like everything belongs to the government.
Exactly.
Everything belongs to the government.
Yeah, I got a house. I bought a house during the pandemic. That was one thing that kept me pretty much sane during the pandemic was focusing on this house, and I kind of did like a cheap flip on it. You see that they have like stuff hanging. That's just kind of sound treatment or whatever. I got more of it I need to put up.
Okay.
But
nice,
dude, I got some so basically back here. If you see back here, those are just like heavy sound treated curtains. And I closed that area up. That's like, it's a mess right now, but that's where I do the guitar tracking back there. And,
cool.
Then like over past the stairs is another area. That's where I usually put another person. And that's how we recorded it. Honestly, it sounded good. I didn't get too much bleed in the drums or anything. It sounded good.
Legit, man. All you need is a curtain. I was recording acoustic guitar today. I just closed these curtains.
There was some Australian guy I saw that did that had a bunch of curtains, and he was like, "Yeah, this is what I've been doing." I was like, "Oh, okay, I'll try that out." And they're heavy.
Yeah, the curtains, of course, need to have the waves, like the flops in them, you know, to stop reflections.
Yeah.
If it's straight, it's not going to do anything. You know, I think a lot of people don't know.
Okay, that's why I got 3 of them back there. So yeah, they're pretty heavy.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, so I bought a lot of them. I invested a lot of money down here. I wish you could see my setup, but I got a lot of
next visit. I'm coming to your house next visit.
Oh, dude, yeah, we gotta hang, man. I think I was sick last time you were here or something. I forget what it was. There was something going.
You had the Rona?
I forget what it was. I don't know what it was. I was sick like all winter, but yeah, man. All right. We're about to son of a bitch. We just got kicked off. It's all good. I hope. I hope that recorded. But yeah, that was Chris. Got kicked off. That's all right. I'm going to have to get the full version of this. But this was cool. I hope everyone has a great day. I will talk to you guys soon. In the meantime, drive safe. Well, hey guys, thanks for hanging out. Yeah, we're still live. Yeah, that was fun. I did a little rebroadcasting episode of or whatever you want to call that, of my first video episode that I did this past winter. So that was cool. I had a lot of fun doing that. Yeah, it was almost like doing a radio or whatever. I don't know if you can hear my mic right now, but in theory, you should be able to. Still working on all the keys here, but you guys, again, 2 people were watching that. I don't know who you guys were, but I had 2 viewers outside of myself. Thank you guys for giving crap. That was fun. Let's sing. I'm going to do probably more of these rebroadcasting versions. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy our upcoming live episodes. We're going to do it on Friday evening. That seems to be the evening. So yeah, be on the lookout for those. And of course, like I said before, still be posting everything on audio versions on Apple iTunes, everywhere else. So yeah, again, thank you guys for watching, and have a good night. I'll talk to you soon. Anytime, and drive safe.